Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be discussing the 1999 film Toy Story 2, starring Tim Allen and Tom Hanks, plus Don Rickles as the voice of Mr. Potato Head. Of course, previously I just done a review of Toy Story 1, so check that out if you haven't seen it. And now I'm doing the second film, which came out 4 years after the original, which became a huge hit. This movie, however, even though it was I think it was just as successful or almost as successful as the original Toy Story, but it didn't get the high praise because the plot was even thinner than the first movie. And that's what one of my complaints was with the original movie, was that the plot was a little thin. This one was even thinner. The plot was even thinner than it was in the first movie. Well, this movie, in Toy Story 2, it's the same cast of characters, same actors that showed up in the first movie. Except there's a couple of new characters, which I'm eventually going to mention in this review. This movie, Buzz and Woody are now buddies, best buddies now, along with all the other toys in Andy's bedroom. Are now old friends now, and the mother, and unfortunately there's one unfortunate incident what happens to Woody. His arm tears, and didn't know it was made out of stuffing. I thought maybe it was plastic. Woody, I thought it was made out of plastic and not stuffings. But stuffing, his arm was starting to come off, and he couldn't move his arm at all. And so the mother, or Andy's mother, puts him on the shelf. I said, "Oh no, he's I'm sorry." His mother, "Oh no, he's up at the top shelf now," and realized that he's been, that he's a broken toy now. So Andy says, "Oh, Woody goes, oh great, now Andy's not gonna play with me anymore because I'm broken and my arm's falling off and stuff." And what happens is Woody accidentally gets thrown out with other stuff that Andy's mother was selling for a yard sale. And so Woody thought he was going to be thrown out on a yard sale, and so he accidentally gets into the stuff that Andy's mother was selling for the yard sale. And well, this guy comes along, who's voiced by Ray Knight, by the way, Newman from Seinfeld. He comes in and he finds Woody and he picks him up and walks off without paying for him. So in actuality, he's actually stealing Woody from Andy, and he brings him to his own big, huge toy store. And what this guy was trying to do was he has a whole collection of Woody stuff in his house. And he has, not only does he have, of course, now he's got Woody, now he has Woody's horse, which was a new character that was introduced. This cowgirl, Jessie, who was voiced by Ann Cusack, who was, of course, in the movie Working Girl, and Joan Cusack, from the movie Working Girl, and also this old prospector, and it's all from this collection from Woody, who used to have back in the 50s and 60s, used to be this animated show, which Woody didn't even know that he was an animated character on television. And so he knew about it, and he said, "Oh wow, it was a real famous character." But the show got canceled before the latest adventure was able to be finished, because they cut it off like a two-part thing. Sorry about that. It was like the last episode of the Woody the Cowboy show left in a cliffhanger, and they didn't have another episode after that. So you never knew what happened to Woody on the television show. But they had all kinds of dolls and figures from the television show. And so what happened was, this guy was collecting all the stuff from Woody's television show. He had everything. You name it, this guy had, and he wanted to sell this whole collection to this museum in Japan. And he was going to go to Japan with Woody and the cowgirl, and Jessie the cowgirl, and the horse, and the prospector, and all the other play sets that go along with it to Japan, to the museum in Japan. And at first Woody tries to escape, and then realizes he's actually liked it. It's going to be popular again, and even though he's no longer going to be able to be somebody's plaything anymore or somebody's favorite toy, but he's still going to be loved from the people in Japan in this museum. So at first Woody tries to escape, and then he has to change his mind, and then what happens is that Buzz Lightyear and all the other toys from Andy's room tries to save Woody, tries to A, find where he is, and B, bring him home to Andy, which of course eventually does happen over the course of this movie. And what happens is that the other characters, except for the Prospector, which I'm not going to say why, and I don't want to give away too much already. They are going to do, rescue him, and Woody says to Jessie the cowgirl and said, "Why don't you come with me, and you could be loved with, Andy will love you guys as much as he loved me all these years." And Jessie says, "Oh, that's a good idea." And Jessie and the horse, I think it was like Target or Bullseye the horse or whatever the horse's name was, said, "Okay, go along with you guys," and that's what happens. And I'm going to say what happens. Well, what the hell? Spoiler: the Prospector stabs them in the back, and so what happens is the Prospector. Long story short, the Prospector doesn't come with Woody and Jessie and back to Andy's room. Just the horse and Jessie the cowgirl, which I thought was kind of cute. That Woody actually has a love interest with, Jessie the cowgirl, because originally in the first movie, which I didn't mention in that review, was that Woody kind of had like a love interest with the little Bo Peep doll. Now he has a new love interest with Jessie the cowgirl because she was from his show and stuff. So it's only natural. So in terms of toys. I thought this movie had a little bit of a better plot, but it's almost the same. I mean, to me, it feels like it's still a typical sequel that feels almost the same way, especially with the chase scene going on, trying to rescue instead of Buzz Lightyear being rescued from somebody or the evil kid next door. Now the roles are reversed. Now Buzz is trying to rescue Woody from the evil toy collector. And I mean that's what basically this plot was. Well, at least one bright spot came of it was, like I mentioned earlier, when Woody got injured. This time, the toy collector had Woody fixed. He had like this expert that was able to fix Woody's arm, which was a good thing. And but I mean, other than that, I mean, it's like a similar thing, but the roles were reversed. Instead of trying to rescue Buzz Lightyear, they were rescuing Woody in this one. Of course, I mean that's the only problem. It's like the same thing, but the roles were reversed, and that's the problem I have with this particular movie. But I'm not saying it's not bad. It's just that it's like so similar to. It turns out with the chase scene and trying to rescue him, and I mean it's like the same thing. It's like the same thing all over again. Even though this movie came out like 4 years, because of the animation, it took about 4 years to make this movie, and it's like it's like once again the same thing all over again. But another thing is not bad. Another thing is not a terrible movie. It's just that it's just predictable. And one of my entertaining aspects of this film is that when Buzz Lightyear goes into the, or I should say Andy's Buzz Lightyear goes into the toy store and happens to find the aisle where it's like loaded with other Buzz Lightyear dolls. And I mean, that to me was the other highlight of this movie. To me, to see other Buzz Lightyears interacting with Andy's Buzz Lightyear doll. I mean, I thought that was the most entertaining. To me, that was the most entertaining part. I love seeing Wayne Knight going crazy, his character going nuts, and I could tell it was Wayne Knight's voice. And the other thing is, that he did. I don't remember which movie it was. I don't remember if it was the first movie, or the second, or Toy Story 2, where they actually did a spoof of Jurassic Park. And telling the scene where the Tyrannosaurus Rex was chasing the car with the Jeep with Jeff Goldblum said, "Let's go faster, let's go faster." They did the same bit without that line, "Must go faster" line, where the dinosaur was chasing the car. And the funny thing is that Wayne Knight, who was in the original Jurassic Park movie, they did that spoof scene in one of the first Toy Story movies. But I thought it was kind of fun because I picked up on that. I think what happened in the first Toy Story movie, which I forgot to mention, because the first Toy Story movie came out like 2 years after Jurassic Park did. So it's kind of fun to see like 2 years later a movie spoofing one of the more iconic scenes from Jurassic Park. The spoofing came out that fast in another movie. But for Toy Story 2, and that was an okay sequel, but like I said earlier, it's like too similar to the first one a little bit. So that's my review of the movie Toy Story 2. Please click on the video, please rate it, please subscribe to my channel, and please forward this video on your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews on my YouTube channel at RowdyC.com, that's all WDY, and C.com is the homepage of my reviewer, Christine Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.